Welcome to another daily roundup of Russian Telegram chatter. Your like and subscribe to my channel would really be appreciated. Subscription is free and it only takes a moment of your time. I monitor and translate Russian Telegram chat channels as a general mood check, so you don't have to. Remember, please do your own research and be wary of propaganda and disinformation, which occurs frequently in Russian chat, especially when there is bad news for Russians concerning the country's illegal and genocidal war in Ukraine. The images used in the video are for illustration purposes only. They do not necessarily represent the issues or translations. And finally, please note, the chat is unverified and I do not endorse the views expressed. Right? Let's get on with it. On Telegram today, Lukashenko acknowledged that there is a dictatorship in Belarus, but called it a dictatorship of justice, stability, security, and order. The president stressed that foreigners are happy to visit the country despite the lies about the Belarusian state. Russian regional officials are complaining en masse about the cold reception in China. Despite official statements about the friendship and close cooperation between the two countries, in reality, delegations are not met with due respect. According to sources, officials from the regions are accommodated in hotels with poor conditions, are not given excursions, and are provided with modest food. Only governors with large resources are given a better reception. At the same time, serious meetings are rarely organized. Instead, assistants or young employees are delegated. Russia will be covered in snow today. According to the Hydrometeorological Center forecast, 85% of the country's territory will be covered with snow as early as November 5th. A transport apocalypse has set in Moscow after heavy snowfall. Cars without winter tires are sliding on the roads, crashing into fences and driving off to the sides. The Ministry of Emergency Situations warns of black ice and strong winds up to 15 meters per second. The Coxsackie virus has reached Russia. The infection could have been brought by tourists from Turkey, Schott writes. Cases of the disease with similar symptoms have been reported in Moscow, the Moscow region, the Vladimir region, and the Krasnodar region. Among those infected are children who are brought to kindergartens and schools. Butter prices in Russia have reached a 17-year record. In September and October, butter rose in price by 12%, and the annual price increase was 25.7%. The reasons for the crisis are the rise in prices for imported fats, problems with equipment maintenance, a shortage of raw materials, and an increase in the central bank rate. Because of this, a number of large manufacturers have suspended production. The authorities plan to curb price increases by importing butter from the UAE, Turkey, India, and Iran. The State Duma has called for a ban on 60% of children's literature. The State Duma Committee for the Protection of the Family has called on the government to develop measures against the spread of destructive children's literature in Russia. Citing a study by the Writers' Union in Russia, the committee claims that about 60% of children's books available on the market correspond to destructive trends that form negative attitudes in the minds of children. For example, among the anti-values listed in the letter were the topic, betrayal of everyone, by everyone, each other, the country, society, man as an animal, when human nature is reduced to instincts, change in social roles, including the rejection of the traditional roles of men and women, normalization of personal shortcomings, and indifference to the future. Russians were fed seafood made from aquarium fish. In the Pskov region, a fictitious production of seafood from aquarium fish. The press service of Roslkosnadzor reported, calling the violation an outrageous case. The company OO Udmurtakvaresurs was engaged in the distribution of potentially dangerous products. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember, the chat is unverified. I do not endorse the views expressed. Be wary of disinformation and DYOR. I monitor and translate Vatnik channels as a general mood check, so you don't have to. I do not endorse the views expressed. Be wary of disinformation and do your own research. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I also leave comments open for feedback, which I really appreciate. You can view my original posts in much more detail on Twitter. Follow me at bfeeta_fella. My research threads also include full references and sources to speed up your own research. Did you know that I also provide daily updates and deep dive research videos on a range of interesting subjects, including economics, geopolitics, sanctions, sanction circumventions, fossil fuel updates, and much more. If you are able to support me, look for the links to buy me a coffee and Patreon. I do provide links in the description of the video. I really appreciate all the support I can get towards my research, equipment, and publication costs. Thank you to those who have supported. You are simply awesome. Your regular support is really appreciated. The YouTube edition of my Russian Telegram chat translations is released every night at midnight UK time. Have a great day. I look forward to your next visit.